يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي.
Okay, what? We've asked so many times, let's have this discussion. You called us kids, you don't know half the ABCs.
I'm an apostate. That's the reality of it.
I'm not pointing the finger at you, but it's as if now SpeakersCorner, frankly, we don't even look for Shia. We don't even look for them. Recently, it seems as that they're coming to look specifically for us. Do you get it? And because you watch some of my videos online, yeah, okay, khalas, I'm being funny, but like, you were having a debate with someone about Imam. It was a debate.
Sure discussion.
And when the evidence has started being whatever, you're an Arab speaker, you know the verses, you memorize some of them. It's simply the case that there's no evidence.
Sunni position is unthwarted by Shia propagandists, because they will bring out Atiullah wa Atiur Rasul, follow Allah and follow His Messenger. So they say this is ex-Shia. They say, oh, the Prophet said, Alif ba'in Quran Ahl Bayt. If you hold on both of them, وَأُذَكِّرُكُمُ اللَّهَ فِي أَهْلِ بَيْتِ. And Sunnis believe.
وَلَا تَمْنُنْ تَسْتَكْثِرْ وَلِرَبِّكَ فَاصْبِرْ إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَاتِ. And that is, by the way, that ayah in chapter number 74, verse 5 of the Quran, Surah Al-Mudaththir. It can be read two ways according to the Ahl Sunnah, Rijis and Rujis, because the majority of Quran read it Rijis. Anyways, if you think that this verse is a dalil, chapter 33, verse 33,
It's not only that, but
it's a dalil.
you brought up a lot of verses here, and I haven't heard the explanation.
No, I'm saying to you, if you look at the whole Quran,
When I go home, I'll have to read the
no problem. I'm giving you all the verses now, you don't have to go home. Look, I don't want you to go home. I want you to stay here and listen carefully. Don't go anywhere. Listen, no, wallahi, don't go. It's not going to look good.
Come here next week.
For the sake of the Shia, you have to stay here now. You have to.
I don't represent all the Shia.
No, you're a Shiite, but you're an archetype. Listen, you're an archetypal Shiite.
You come to me, I don't have enough knowledge.
Akhi, I'm not being funny. I'm not being
I
funny.
don't have enough knowledge to debate.
Brother, he didn't come to you, you were here.
No, akhi,
To be fair.
He came to me.
No, but you were here. You were in SpeakersCorner.
I was just,
akhi, please. It's
I
not.
was having a friendly chat with someone, and he just came along trying to refute my belief. I said to you, I don't have enough knowledge.
I'm not trying to refute belief, akhi. You're an Arab guy. Last week there was about 30 of the, I don't know, looking for the. Didn't they come down? Tayyib, so you've come this week. No problem. I'm just saying that if you have a belief, you should be able to justify it. If you're a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew, you have to be able to justify that belief. Do you get what I'm
I
saying?
have my reasons, but I can't record them right now. That's what I'm saying. I have to read my hadith first and make.
Tayyib, let me show you the hadith. Let's go to the hadith now. I'll tell you the hadith, no problem. Let's go to your hadith. Because of course, to do tafsir of the Quran, you have to do tafsir of the Quran bil-Quran. And then you have to do tafsir of the Quran bil-Sunnah. So let me tell you what Ja'far as-Sadiq said about rijs.
I don't know if this hadith is.
Tayyib, I'm going to tell you that Al-Majlisi and Al-Khu'i authenticated the hadith.
I have to look into it. Innit?
Tayyib, you can take my word for it now, and if I'm wrong, you can. Tayyib, listen, please, Akhi, stop playing around. Like, Akhi, listen to me, yeah. If you want, this has got fine. Let it be an educational experience. I'm not saying I'm debating you, Akhi, but not everything you can go run away and listen carefully, Akhi. This is your books, not my books, yeah. In your books, what did Ja'far as-Sadiq say that rijis meant? Ja'far as-Sadiq said that rijis meant, listen carefully, he said that rijis meant ash-shak. فَإِنَّهُ الشَّك. He said فَإِنَّهُ الشَّك. Certainly ash-shak. Shak means doubt. Now Al-Azhari, by the way, interesting, he said that it can also mean that. So here, you have three possible meanings of the word rijis. It could mean impurity, it could mean doubt, and it could mean, we said before, what was the other thing we said? Adhab, punishment. If you look at the Quran, those three usages of the word are there. However, you will not be able to find in the Quran or in your sunnah, not my sunnah. In fact, any book of yours, any book of hadith that you have, you will not be able to find that the word rijis means sin. Therefore, when you quote chapter 33, verse 33, where it says, وَقَرْنَ فِي بِيُوتِكُنَّ وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَ تَبَرُّجِ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى وَأَقِمْنَ الصَّلَاةَ وَآتِينَ الزَّكَاةَ وَأَطِعْنَا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. You can't say that that verse means what? It means that Allah wanted to get away the sin from the Ahlul Bayt. Why? Because actually, according to the Arabic language, according to the Quran, according to my hadith, according to your hadith, according to anyone who knows anything about Arabic, that word sin is not in the verse. Therefore, my question is this. You're saying that the A'imma, the 12 A'imma, are ma'asumun. They have isma. My question is, where did you get this belief from your texts? Like when I ask a Christian, you believe in the Trinity, yet in the Old Testament there is no Trinity. Why do you believe in something that you've been told by the church leaders that is not in your book? So I'm asking you, now, what is the evidence that the Ahlul Bayt are not, they don't have any sin at all? No minor sins, no khata, no nisyan.
There are many verses, and I can back it up with hadith.
Can you give me one verse?
Right now.
I tell you there is no verse.
There's a verse about Imam Ali.
A verse about Imam Ali. Taib, give me the verse.
I can't remember the whole ayah.
There is no verse about Imam Ali in the Quran.
قوم هاد ولكل قوم هاد.
Taib, لكل قوم هاد.
Had. Go research.
Had means guide in Arabic language.
Who is had?
Hadin.
ولكل قوم هاد. I can't remember the ayah.
لكل قوم هاد means for every people there is a guide. Taib, what's that got to? So he is the guide for every person.
Who's a had?
Had is the nakira, not bil ma'rifa.
In our interpretation, and there are some Sunni books which claim that when someone asked the Prophet, he said it's Imam Ali. But
Okay, that's very ridiculous to me, because لكل قوم هاد literally means for every people there is someone who leads them. That's what it means in Arabic language. Had means guide. Now the word had comes in nakira form. Hadin. Hadin means actually it's nakira, it's not ma'rifa. Ma'rifa is ta'yin shakhs. Nakira is...
You say it's nakira, but we don't believe it's nakira because it's backed by hadith.
It's nakira in Arabic language. It's got 2 tanweens on it. Nakira is when you have tanween on the ism. It's Arabic language, you can't say...
Unknown, as like unknown, that's what you're saying, nakira.
Nakira is... Of course it's nakira. It's Arabic, it's nakira. Ma'rifa is only with alif and lam.
Okay.
Or you can have, you know what I'm saying, harf nida or something, which makes it ma'rifa. But you haven't got anything, or the awamil that you're putting to it to make it ma'rifa. It's not ma'rifa, it's nakira.
No, but I'm saying it's a ma'rifa, that's what I'm saying.
But it's nakira Arabic language. In Arabic language, whenever you have Akhi, Habibi, whenever you have you have 2 tanweens on something, which is an ism, it's nakira. Do you understand this Arabic principle?
There is it's not like there are lots of hadith that says Imam Ali.
La hawla quwwata billah.
I can read the hadith, but I don't know, I have to go, bro. Wallah, I have to go.
Don't go anywhere. Let me tell you what
I'll come next week.
Do you know what? No, Akhi, don't go anywhere.
Well, I've got an appointment, I have to see someone.
But are you with me here? Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, Akhi, the evidences you've
I
brought...
understand your claims, and I can refute them, but it's not
You
enough.
can't refute them.
If I discuss it, it'll be like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Just give me 1 minute. Tell me one verse in the Quran where you can stump it, that basically extrapolate that the A'imma, the Ahlul Bayt cannot do sin. Or give me one hadith from your books. One, please, just one. I'll give you time. If you need to go on your phone, I'll let you do that.
I haven't read my hadith, that's what I'm saying. I haven't read all the...
So, okay, why do you believe in something you don't have evidence for?
I've read it before, but I can't recall. I can't memorize. I don't memorize all the hadiths. I can't just memorize it. I've read it before. I've read the hadith and the explanation and all the tafsir, which claims that the 12 imams are infallible. But I don't have it on me right now. I don't have the resources right now. That's what I'm saying.
Taib. So, do you now reject the hadith? Do you reject the belief that the imams are ma'soom?
I don't reject it.
Why do you believe in it then?
I've read some books.
So, do you believe it? Do you only... Taib, Habibi, how can you believe in something which you have no evidence for?
There is an evidence. I just told you. I've read it.
What's the evidence? Can you tell me what it is so I can believe it?
I can't recall it. That's the thing. I don't.
So where is it? Like, where can we find it?
There's a book called Kitabul Aqaid al-Imamiyya. It's written by by Mudaffar, Sheikh Mudaffar. You can read that.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for the reference. By the way, can you come here for a second? I just want to say something. Wallahi, I apologize if I'm coming across strong. But the thing is, Akhi, you have to understand. as a context behind this, last week there were some people that were looking for us, and 30 people or something came down. And actually, it's as if when the Shia, I'm not pointing the finger at you, but it's as if now wallahi, we come, by the way, can I tell you something? When we come to Speaker's Corner, frankly, we don't even look for Shia. We don't even look for them. Whenever the Shia comes to Speaker's Corner, I'm not saying all of them, right? But just recently, it seems as that they're coming to look specifically for us. Do you get it? And want to make a Sunni Shia discussion. I haven't got a problem with that. But I'm saying that if you want to put yourself in the lines, then you knew who I was because you watched some of my videos online, yeah? So you know that this is the lines, then you know that this is a place where there's going to be a debate. So if you want to come to the...
I came here to watch, that's the thing.
No, okay, khalas, I'm being funny, but like, you were having a debate with someone about Imam, a very strong one. Okay, you had...
Like a discussion.
Wallahi, it was a debate.
Sure discussion.
And when the evidence has started being put forward, now I don't know and this and that, I'm not qualified and whatever. You're an Arab speaker, you know the verses, you've memorized some of them. It's simply the case that it's not just because you are what you are. There is no evidence. It's simply that there is no evidence. I'm telling you, no, I'm not subjective. I've given you istiqra' tam of the word rijs. If you want me to do the same thing with rijs, I can do it. Starting with chapter 2, verse 59 of the Quran. Surah Al-Baqarah.
That's something you could do that.
I can do that. I don't want to waste your time.
I'm saying I can't refute it right now. I can't bring my own opinion on my school of belief opinion on it. Because
Akhi, I'm just saying, if you believe the Quran is the word of Allah, okay? I'm sorry if I came across strong, Akhi, but if you believe the Quran is the word of Allah,
I do have Quran in my bag.
No, if you believe it, Akhi, then we have to be confined to what it's telling us to do. Like, it's telling us we've got to believe that Allah is the only one who has all knowledge. That human beings, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about Prophet Muhammad, قُلْ مَا كُنْتُ بِدْعًا مِنَ الرُّسُلِ وَمَا كُنْتُ أَدْرِي مَا يُفْعَلُ بِي وَلَا بِكُمْ. In chapter 40, what is this? What is it? Surah Al-Fatih or Surah Al-Muhammad or something, 47, verse 8 or something. Something like that. إِنْ أَتَّبَعُ إِلَّا مَا يُوحَى إِلَيَّ. Yeah, I only follow what is revealed to me. If a Shi'i or a Sunni or anybody comes to me and says, listen, I know someone who knows all knowledge, or he knows what's going to happen when they die and these things, which is mentioned in your books, Akhi, and the Quran in this verse and the other verse I already mentioned to you in Surah Al-A'raf, where it says, لا أدري ما قل لا أملك لنفسي نفعا ولا ضرا إلا ما شاء الله ولو كنت أعلم الغيب لاستكثرت من الخير وما مسني السوء إن أنا إلا نذير وبشير قوم يؤمنون. I don't know the ghaib. The Prophet has been saying, and if I knew the ghaib, think about this, Akhi. If I knew the future, I knew the ghaib, then I would have gotten all the good things and nothing bad would have touched me.
I don't know the tafsir of that verse, that's what I'm saying.
Akhi, Al-Hussein, if he knew what was going to happen to him, why would he commit suicide, Akhi? It's ridiculous. If he knew that he was going to go somewhere, he's going to get killed. Look at what it says in the Quran. It says, وَلَوْ كُنْتُ أَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبِ لَاسْتَكْثَرْتُ مِنَ الْخَيْرِ وَمَا مَسَّنِيَ السُّوءُ. If I knew the ghaib, I would have gotten all the good things and no bad would have touched me. So Prophet Muhammad has been said that if I knew the ghaib, my strategy would have been that I don't have any bad touch me. No bad would have touched me because I don't want any bad. Because the Quran says, وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. Don't do anything that causes harm to your own self. If the Prophet Muhammad has been told in Surah Al-A'raf that if I knew the ghaib, I would not have done anything that would have caused harm to me. And now we're told to believe that there's an Imam called Al-Hussein that comes and he knows the ghaib. And now he's going into harm's way, intentionally. So he's going against the Quran. And he's going on two levels. Because he's not meant to know the ghaib. And he's not meant to harm himself if he knew the ghaib. So, Akhi, this is so clearly against the Quran. Wallahi, what you have to do, Akhi, right now, and we have to get you to do this, is you have to reject this principle, because it is a principle that you've been socialized into, that if you believe in the Quran, you must reject. So I'm saying to you now, can we get from you, Yusuf, a rejection of the fact that the Ai.M.A. have all knowledge of the future and all knowledge like that? Can you reject that?
I don't totally reject it. That's what I'm saying.
Why do you not reject it? It's going against the Quran.
I believe in ilm al-ghayb. I believe in it. I believe that Allah gave some.
But it says in the Quran opposite. It says what you believe. The Quran is saying something opposite to what you believe. So what do you accept? Do you believe what you believe because Khomeini and Sistani and whoever told you to believe it, and your parents told you to believe it, or are you going to believe what Allah says? It's as simple as that.
There's another hadith in Bukhari as well, which contradicts the creeds of the Quran. For example, you know when.
Forget about Bukhari for now. I'm talking about ghaib.
Then he said if it contradicts with the Quran, you have to reject it.
طيب, I'm with you.
So for example, you know, when a woman is ha'id
طيب,
in her period,
yeah.
a Muslim can't have sexual intercourse.
طيب, yeah, of course.
But there's a hadith in Muslim where it says that Aisha, she had sexual intercourse with the...
No, there is no such hadith.
There is...
No, there is no such hadith. No, there is no. I can tell you now, there is no such hadith in Bukhari or Muslim. Done. It's not a hadith in Bukhari or Muslim. But don't waste your time and mine. So you want to research that, but you don't want to get me one. See, look, you want to research that. Akhi, Habibi, if you want,
if it exists, would you reject it?
I will tell you that it doesn't exist.
No,
it doesn't exist.
Reject it? Would you
it doesn't exist. I'll tell you what hadith says.
Now, would you reject
There's
it?
a hadith that says, I'll tell you what it says. I'll tell you what it says now. There's a hadith that says he did everything with me except for have sex with me. And then from that, the ulama say, you can actually, I'm not going to go into details, but you can basically, you can't put your, penetrate a woman if she's in haid. If she has haid, you can't penetrate her, but you can, like for example, fondle her. The hadith says fondling. It does not say penetration.
You know Arabic, innit? You know.
Yeah, of course I know Arabic.
If I get the hadith to you and I show it to you.
So listen, you can show it to me. I'm telling you now, it does not mean that the Prophet did not do that, and that's as simple as it goes, and the hadith doesn't exist.
But besides, we have hadith. عليكم بسنتي وبسنة خلفاء الراشدين من بعدي. Upon you is to follow my sunnah and the sunnah of my khulafa ar-rashidin. We have other hadith, but even if we don't have hadith, the Quran itself in many verses, Atiyullah wa atiyur Rasul, follow Allah and follow His Messenger. So the Sunni position is unfortunately often, and I say this as ex-Shia, distorted by Shia propagandists, because they will bring out of the plethora of narrations weaker narrations or actual weak narrations. Say, oh, the Prophet said, I live by Quran, Ahl Bayt. If you hold on both of them, we don't believe in this version. The most authentic version is in Sahih Muslim, where the Prophet ﷺ said, I leave behind you Quran, wa udhakirukum Allah fi Ahl Bayti, wa udhakirukum Allah fi Ahl Bayti, wa udhakirukum Allah fi Ahl Bayti. I remind you of my Ahl Bayt. And Sunnis believe that's what it is. We have to respect and love Ahl Bayt. There's no contradiction if somebody is Shia or anybody says, yeah, but Ahl Bayt have been harmed, have been oppressed by some rulers. We know that, we don't deny this. Many of the Prophet's companions were also, that's what Shias don't like to talk about it, by the way. It's very, if you're interested in history, by the way, Shias have this madhlumiyah mentality. Madhlumiyah means this oppression mentality. They always emphasize, oh, the Ahl Bayt were oppressed and that the Shias were a minority. First of all, that the Ahl Bayt, some of them were oppressed. This is what we have narrated. We know this. They were oppressed. They were oppressive rulers. Of course, not the Khulafa al-Rashidin, not Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, which the Shia hate the most. There were some of the Khulafa from Bani Umayyah, maybe from Bani Abbas, but these very Khulafa, by these very caliphs, have oppressed companions of the Prophet, students of the companions of the Prophet. Abdullah ibn Umar, the son of Umar ibn al-Khattab, was stabbed to death in Hajj by the authorities. So this madhlumiyah game, it's only them, and that's why when I approached you, when I said, please don't interrupt, when I approached you, and I said to you that my friends, you made a video kind of in their praise because of the sharp beards or whatever, and they're the underdogs. Study history. Read what happened to my country. I'm a Persian Iranian Sunni. 500 years ago, 1 million Sunnis. Some historians say 1 million, some say 500,000. Numbers are not important. Why? Because it was a genocide. It was a genocide. It is recorded. It's 500 years ago. Not all Sunnis, alhamdulillah, we are still a large minority of 20% in Iran, although the Iranian government, like all oppressive governments, puts our number down between 9 and 10%. But these things happen to Sunnis as well. Large oppressions by them. And if somebody asked me about, well, there were Shias in history who were oppressed by some authorities. Well, I say just one thing. Read about how anti-Sunni Orthodox 12 Shia creed is, i.e. Bara'ah, disassociation from those who we love the most, which includes cursing and rituals that I've seen with my own eyes what they do, walking around banners, cursing the Prophet's wife, cursing the Prophet's friend. writing, even in Iran, still, although the Iranian government, because of political correctness, they have their own policies, not because of creedal issues, they believe in it, but they're smart, many things they don't do in practice. Like, for example, the most vast majority of Shia clerics in Qom are pro-tatbir, pro-self-harming with knives and blades. Most, and this is a fact, is academically, nobody can refute me on this. Most of the major grand scholars in Qom. But the official Iranian policy is what? It's not allowed in the streets. Because of Khamenei, the revolutionary leader who's extremely disputed, and politically you have seen the last few days what happened in Iran. So all I can say is people need to study, need to see both sides, and yes, all I can say I'm convinced of what I do, and I invite people, if they want to learn more from our side and how we respond to this, they should visit www.12shia.net. It is our website. We believe it is academic. It refutes the most common arguments, including those that you have asked right now, and maybe many of your friends have asked, that I can't possibly now stand here probably more than an hour answer all.
Last one.
No, brother.
Your last one was 2-1.
No.
Okay, privately last one, yeah? Can we go private last one?
It's all right.
Private last one.
Private.